Hello once again everybody, welcome back to Satisfactory. Now today we're going to be doing things with the aluminium factory, so the first thing we need to do is to extend this railway line. Now as you can see over here we've already done the junction. I've already put that in and dealt with all the signals, so those are path signals there and everything works very nicely indeed. That little kick up there was just me hitting my mouse. Oh dear. Anyway, we've already done a fair amount of work in extending this railway line over here. It just comes over here, goes up a ramp, so that we can get over this rocky formation. Now my supply from the coal, yeah, my coal supply for the power station didn't pose much of a challenge. I just linked into it rather than going all the way down to the ground like I did over here. Anyway, we've got ourselves up to here because the amount of work I want to do for this episode is going to be way more than one episode. It'd be way more footage than just one episode could handle, so I'm splitting up into little recording chunks. So that's what I did before I started recording. So we're going to have to extend this all the way out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it temporarily with one of these. Because what we need to do is we need to figure out exactly how high we need to make our factory foundations. Now, we can't really do that without having some form of connection with the rest of the factory, because otherwise things aren't going to line up properly. So as you can see, we're here now, and we really should have been coming down at some point. I'm not entirely sure where, and that's one of the things I'm going to have to figure out, is exactly where the slope needs to begin in order to get us down to whatever level we happen to choose over there. But that's not such a big problem. We'll just keep zooping this out for now. Once we're roughly in the right place, we can figure out exactly how high our foundations need to be to clear most of the obstructions. Now those really big, tall, sort of bulbous trees, I think I'm going to leave those there. I'm not going to bother going up above them, I don't think. A little bit further. I'm always really intrigued by that thing. Anyway, I really don't know why stuff that's that far away still looks like crap. So you can see we're getting closer. You see the level of detail is popping in objects, but they're still pretty close when that happens. See, those are popping in just there. And that waterfall there looks crap. I should be able to see that water moving from this sort of range. But it's not until I get here that it then pops in and everything's animated and the trees have foliage up there. It's really quite annoying. Anyway, so what we're over here to do is have a look at how high we need to make stuff. So let's have a little look around. About where I am now is as far down as I really want the bottom of the factory to be. Maybe a bit higher so we can clear some of these. So we'll put down a foundation. I didn't even line that up. I didn't even line that up properly. Right, there we go. That's on the grid now. So get our walls out so we can build up some walls. That'll be high enough. And we can now use our blueprint. We'll just use this bit of blueprint here, just to get an idea of where all the layers of the factory are going to be. So we don't really want it any lower than that. But we want the bottom of the factory to be just a little bit higher so that it'll line up with everything. So that would be fine. That would be fine. So this level here, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll take some of this and we'll head it off in that direction, and then we'll see exactly how much distance we need to drop in order to come up to this level. Now I'm leaving autosave on because there's going to be a lot of building in this, and I don't want a crash to wipe out all of my progress. So yeah, we're going to start from the top of this and just zoop this in this direction to meet up with that. Okay, then here we are. That's actually quite a big difference in height. It's actually about what I was expecting, I think. So that's there, that's perfectly there. So if we get walls out, get our walls out again. Yeah, see, we're not like lined up with this, but that's fine. Doesn't have to be. Does not have to be. This is just a measuring exercise. Look at that, actually. That is perfect height. I don't need to do anything with that height at all. Because basically I want all of my things to be on the 4 meter, or these 8 meter, 4 meter high wall separations. So that is perfectly in line. That is exactly the right height. It's not in line with everything else, but it is perfectly high, perfectly in line with everything else. So join me in a little while when I've done more of the train line. Okay, everybody, and we're back. That actually didn't take all that long before I wanted to record a bit more. So anyway, here we are. I've extended this a bit, but I've also brought this down and reached an area where we need to go back up again. I first did this one, but it was a little bit low, so I moved it back a couple of clicks, and I think I've got where I want the ramp to go. So yes, I brought this in, and it's pretty much just time to hook everything up. So we'll get one prefab in, another one, yeah, another one in there. This is then where it needs to start coming down. So we'll get rid of some of this. Get rid of that. Now then. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think what we'll need to do is we'll need to come forward one whole one like that. See, this is where things start getting a little bit on the strange side. So we want a ramp going down. A 1 meter ramp, that's it. Like that. And then we start with those. It's like that. All the way down. Yeah, we're on the right track there. Literally. Oh, puns. Unintended puns. Anyway. Inverted ramp, 2 meters underneath like that. And then we'll just fill in the rest of the... Put it on Zoop. There we go. We'll fill in the rest of the things here. So that needs to go there. And that can go there. We can't really put one there. Or can we? Have I done that before? I think I have. I'll put one in. I'll put one in. I'm pretty sure I've done that before. I think it's at the bottom that you can't really do that. Just doesn't quite look right. So yeah, we'll put that one in like that. Can't really do any more underneath for that. So yeah, we're going to have to manually put the fencing in. We're going to have to manually do the middle and all the rest of it, but that's perfectly fine. So down we go. We can start removing all the rest of this. Obviously we'll have to do the other track as well, but this first one will be perfectly fine. We don't want to do too much work and then have to undo things, do we? We certainly don't. Now then, that'll be enough for now. It's definitely more involved making these ramps, because you can't really do a blueprint for them. You can get close. You can get quite close, but they can be a little bit on the tricky side. So we'll leave all that there for now, because we still need this height as a reference point. Come down here. One more. Yeah, that looks like it. One more. And then we have our 1 meter ramp then to flatten that off. Can't. Oh, yeah, there we go. I can put a few of those in. Putting a few of those in to get that like there. And then we put... Oh no, it's just one of these down here again, isn't it? Yeah. That's fine like that. So, that's pretty much okay. We can leave that there. We'll come up here and get rid of this. As far as we've come now. And then yes, it's pretty much just the other side. One of the other things I need to do when I'm dealing with this is to figure out where the supports are going. So I need to count my groups of 3. Anyway, so I'm going to take that. So we've got our thing there. So we've got the 1, 2, 3 there. Got 1, 2, 3 there. You've got another 1, 2, 3. And then the support will have to go there. So then you got the 1 on the other side, and you got another 3, another 3, another 3, and then in the middle there. At least I think that's right. Okay, and our final one is there, which is kind of good, because that gives us a nice support right at the end of our ramp. So we've just got to build the other side, and we'll build it going up this time, like that. Now we need an extra one, don't we? There we go. Have one like that. See, it's nice to have to ease into the slope, is what I found. And just extend the ramp up. There's other things we need to do with this ramp, but we can deal with that later. Yeah, we've gone a bit too high there. A bit too high. So remove that. We want one of these. Want one of these ramps. And one of these inverse ramps. So you can see how the slope goes from... basically the idea is that it goes from this bit here where it's just 1 meter high, and it has all this stuff underneath it, to 2 meters high. Nice and thick, fairly rigid on its own. Doesn't need any more support. At least that's my design theory there. So we'll just get these. Oh, come on. I could have sworn I had that on Zoop. But never mind. Come on, get under there. Right. So what we need to do is eventually we'll have to deal with this central section here. But I'm going to leave that for now. We're all sorted up here. We'll do the barriers, the fences when we do this. It won't be a problem. We'll do all the supports later as well. So we come over here, and we want to start then doing blueprints again. So everything is manual so far. So we need a support blueprint here. Get that out of the way. So we'll need a support blueprint, but of course the problem is if we just bring up the track support, we can't really hook it onto anything. So yes, we're going to have to get some walls out, like we did over with all those trees. Come on, Zoop. I had Zoop on. Why are we not zooping anymore? There we go. That'll give us enough space then to go pretty much wherever we need to be. So right there. And that's job done. Right there, in the right space. And now we can just use blueprint mode to snap everything else to that. So we got a 1, a 2, and a 3. And then we'd have another support. So we can get rid of an awful lot of that now. Put another support in place, and everything just snaps together very nicely indeed. And I'll do just one more, and then I'll see you a bit later. And we're back. So we've put all the rail infrastructure in place. So all the rails, all the track, all the signals up to here. And then we continued making the track all the way out here with the junction. We've got our import and export stations. And all of this was put in place just so that we could find out exactly where this foundation piece needed to be. So the question now is, how big does everything need to be? Well, I've gone through, I've put my miners down over there, and I found out that it's producing 420 bauxite per minute. I've gone on Satisfactory calculator and I figured out that that's going to make 420 aluminium ingots per minute. And it requires this number of things over here. So let's have a look. Let's see. So we'll build this out a fair amount first, I think. Let's get in place and make sure that's in the right orientation. Fantastic. We'll do 4 out there for now, and we'll do 4 going this way as well. We'll just put them down. Just put them down temporarily, just so that we know roughly how much space we need, and then we can start hooking them all up. Because the aluminium production technique is fairly complicated. Here we need coal, and we need silica, and we need water as well. It's, I mean, there's no shortage of water around here, that's for sure. Just coal and silica are quite a long way. There's a bunch of coal over there, past the cliffs, and there's some silica up there, just next to the Christmas tree I put down. Months and months ago. So, let's see. The basic flow is the bauxite comes in, it mixes with something. We'll just see. We'll see. So refinery, yeah, fairly small. So you want the space around the edge, but you also want the space around the refinery when you're actually in the building itself. So we'll just put them down. See, I need 5 refineries. That wasn't supposed to go there, but there we are. Again, that wasn't supposed to go there. I really wish things wouldn't move around just as you're pressing the button. Now I've noticed that when we're over here, all the colours are kind of muted. It's quite cool that that where you are determines the quality of the light and everything. That's quite cool. Then we've got these little bitty foundries. So this actual aluminium production place isn't going to take much room at all. I mean, I thought we were going to be all over this place. I mean, we will. We will. We've got other things to make with aluminium, so that's going to happen. We've got other things to make, you know, later on down the line as well, so we need space for a bigger factory. Yeah, I'm still not turning off autosave because it has saved me, quite literally, in the past from losing like hours of work. So, yeah, I'll see you in a mo once I've actually figured out how I'm going to hook all this stuff up. We don't need much room. We do not need much room at all. Just pop some sides on. And I've run out of rods. That's right. So yeah, despite having massive pockets, I still don't have enough resources. So yes, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's been about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I haven't really been counting. So this still isn't finished, not by a long shot. I've got these ones here which make the alumina solution from bauxite and water. And then the alumina solution it sends over to these two over here, which makes the scrap. That also produces water, which then gets fed back in here. The scrap will then get fed into these foundries. I do still need to do all of the belt work under here, and that's going to take some time. But all the recipes done. It's all hooked up to power. The building's not hooked up to power yet. Obviously we've got the power coming in from the the rail network, but yeah, nothing's hooked up yet. The train is going to be importing coal and silica, so we're going to have to put water extractors down here and feed the water up. Somehow do some sort of method of prioritizing the recirculated water. I'll probably just do a valve so that if production does slow down, I can just back off the valve. Yeah. So we're basically almost done. It's just a few things figuring off. This thing is a hell of a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. It's really, it's pretty much smaller than the train stations. I don't really need all of this space, apart from when I decide to do something with the aluminium ingots afterwards. Yeah, so this is going to be a very interesting exercise. Hello once again, everybody. It has been a fair amount of time since the last time, and I've just overshot my station. Never mind. Never mind. So I've actually set everything up now. It should work. Yes, so this train is bringing coal and silica. There we go. That's all working fine now. See, you've got to make sure you test absolutely everything. Now, I did load this train manually because I haven't built the other station over there yet. But that will come. That will come in due time. So here we go, it's loading up. That's all fine. Just waiting for this to reset and then start dumping its resources in there. That's really, really quick. But there we go. So what happens then is it comes underneath here. All this still needs support, of course. It comes under here, over here, comes underneath here where it joins my power supply. There's a little bridge. Everything over here is still not quite set up. So we've got silica coming over there. Now it goes into this container because it's important that that doesn't back up. I've got a feeling that that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be dealing with on a regular basis. So, having a quick look over here because I'm sure I saw one of these moving at a different speed, but they appear to be the right speed. Anyway, all these are set up. I've got water supply from down below. Over here, that's all set up nicely. Oh, I haven't done these yet. Okay. Haha. Oh, why didn't I do these? Interesting. Anyway. It's just a fast conveyor. I know how fast it needs to be. I just haven't put these in. And I don't know why. Always something, isn't it? There's my silica. So let's get the silica going up to the foundries upstairs. And one final one there. There we go. So all we got to do now is turn the power on. And we should be good to go. There is one more thing I need to do. Turn the power on. So we come down here. So our water supply, our power, and the thing, our supply of bauxite all come from down here. It's water supply. Sort of fairly neat and tidy. All I got to do is just hook those up because I didn't want to get flooded with bauxite straight away. Anyway, if we can follow our supply line. It just goes straight along the floor of the marsh. There's absolutely no finesse to this whatsoever. Absolutely no finesse whatsoever. It's just doing its business. Here we go. We're starting to get our supply of stuff coming through. So yes, this belt is not going to be fully saturated because it's a 600 belt and we're only having 420. But that's perfectly fine. So that's all our stuff going across. And then it'll head in there, go up there, into our little sandwich layer here. Which really does look like there's nothing here. Oh, and yes, we're auto-saving again. That's fine. That's fine. I have been doing this for about 5 hours now, I think it is. Off and on throughout the day, of course, but yeah. So, my one question is about water and the balancing supply. I don't think that storage container being there is very useful. I've got a little thing here which should, in theory, prioritize water coming from here. But I'm not entirely sure. I've got a valve, so just in case I can hit the valve, I can then dump anything that's in this storage over here. And there's nothing in there anyway. But these are running. These are producing my silica and alumina solution. That's lovely. These are then taking all of the coal that we've just delivered, the alumina solution, producing scrap and water. The water, of course, is being recycled. We need to top up the water supply every now and then, but that's not so bad. And here we are. We have our alumina, scrap aluminium coming in here, silica in there, and we've got the aluminium ingots coming off here. Fantastic. It's working. It might need some balancing. It might very well need some balancing, but it's working. It is working. So these aren't going to be running at full pelt, just because that's the way the things work. These appear to have shut down because they're waiting for water. Yes. Figured they would be because this valve's shut. Let's turn the valve on for a bit. Maybe that should have gone at that end. Anyway, it's all fine. It's all fine. We can work that out. We've got plenty of stuff coming up in here. So that's a success. A bit of balancing, a bit of priority fluid transfer needs doing, perhaps. And of course, getting the other railway station over there. But that's it. And of course, yeah, finishing the building. Yeah, that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's here, it's running. Everything is working properly. So I am very glad indeed. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, remember to subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.